Hello and welcome to the Mind Body Mountain. This episode is about how to allow our emotions. Allowing is a foundational part of recovering from PTSD, anxiety, depression, and other symptoms of trauma and chronic illness. And once you get it, you get it. But it can take a bit of time for the penny to really drop. So I wanted to take a moment to explain what allowing is. Let's take a look at Isabel as an example. Isabel is walking her dog and has a thought about an issue at work. This thought creates a fear response, and she feels her anxiety levels increase and stream through her body. In the past, Isabel would respond to this by thinking she has a problem to solve. So she would consider the issue at work, ponder who is at fault, criticize her boss, chastise herself, contemplate changing roles, and on and on and on. After some time, she would have tied herself in knots to such an extent that she would put her headphones on and listen to a podcast. Her instinct is to distract herself enough so that eventually the fear is pushed below the surface, which does happen, but she is left feeling anxiety. Over the years, this builds up to chronic levels of anxiety which never seem to fully dissipate. Today, however, Isabel uses allowing to work with her emotions. Let's go back in time. The thought about work pops into her head and she feels the flood of anxiety throughout her body. Whereas before she would engage in these thoughts, she now engages in feeling. We call our emotions feelings for a reason. It's because they are there to be felt. So let's track what Isabel does next. She begins by feeling the awful discomfort and terrible fear that anxiety presents. It's horrific, it really is. But she knows that even though fear and anxiety feel horrendous, they won't do her any harm. They are simply biochemical changes in the body, which include surges in hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol. So Isabel has the onset of fear in her body. Her next step is to feel into her body. What does that mean? She literally feels where she feels the most pain and discomfort in her body and focuses on those parts. By focusing, I mean feel. She feels those parts. So Isabel starts with the most painful sensation in her body, which is the terrible burning in her chest area. She continues to walk her dog whilst focusing on feeling the pain in her chest. Note that the anxiety is manifesting in many ways, but as she is quite new to the process, she is focusing on the most painful feeling, which is the one in her chest. As she walks, she remembers to feel the discomfort in her chest with allowance and neutrality. What does this mean? Well, it means dropping the story attached to the work thought, the thought about work that first caused this reaction. She knows it's important to accept that she is having a fear response to a thought, and that's just the way it is. As difficult as that may be, that's what's happening. Her job right now is only to feel her way through, not to think her way out. As I like to say so often, she has a feeling to feel, not a problem to solve. When Isabel first started this new approach, dropping the story was difficult, but she accepted that it was going to be tough, as it was what she had always defaulted to. With time and practice, the associated story did drop, and she could focus on just feeling her body's hurt. Isabel continues to feel the pain, and as she does, she thinks through the benefits of this approach. Number one, a key benefit of dropping the story is that she is no longer fueling the fire, meaning she is not giving her body a reason to keep pumping out hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol in response to thoughts that are catastrophe-based. Number two, the initial surge of adrenaline and cortisol that were released in response to her first thought will rise and fall. Her body will have the chance to process them, and they will be synthesized into something else that is not painful. She's already some way into this process, and she can already feel their impact is lessening. Number three, feeling the burning in her chest is painful, but she knows that if she continues to do this without any fuss, her system will eventually downgrade thoughts such as work issues to a more realistic level. Isabel continues walking her dog while shaking with anxiety and feeling the burning in her chest area. She notices her mind start to wander a little, so she places her hand on the area that is really sore. This helps her to connect to the location of the feeling that she doesn't like, the feeling that she fears so much, and it helps her to anchor to it, in the knowledge that the body is processing this feeling to completion. This action prompts her to realize something important. When she doesn't allow herself to feel fear, it turns into anxiety, and anxiety doesn't go anywhere. It lingers and grows heavier and more pervasive. She can tell the difference when she actually feels the fear in a neutral way, without a story attached. The sensations rise and then they fall. Isabel continues her dog walk, feeling the physical manifestation of fear in her body and knowing that she has just stayed with something that previously was tagged as dangerous. Her actions today, which indicated safety to her subconscious, mean she is one step closer to the program updating itself. If Isabel repeats this set of actions, her programming will come to realize that emotions, whether they be fear, sadness, anger, guilt, shame, or any other, are not to be feared. It is, instead, in our best interests to not distract ourselves away from them and stuff them below the surface, because the consequences are so much more painful. Instead, every time you have a painful emotion rise up, or if you have 24/7 symptoms, take the time to repeatedly follow this process of feeling how they feel in your body, and stay with that feeling for as long as you can. If you're at work, go to the bathroom and take a full 3 minutes to allow. If you're on a dog walk, feel as long as you are able to. If you are at the supermarket, stop and pretend to look at something on your phone. Beware. Take a moment and do it repeatedly throughout your day. Allow your body to do what it was built to do as often as possible until you become such an expert that you can literally sit in meetings at work allowing while someone is triggering you. Until one day, they won't trigger you because it was never them in the first place. It was material from your past that you were never taught and nurtured how to deal with. If you're really suffering, you'll be doing this allowing all throughout the day. If you have bouts of suffering, then fall into your allowing as and when you feel your emotions rise. A few points to note that are crucial to your recovery. Number one, this process does not cause healing overnight. In fact, there is a high chance you will become more dysregulated at first and may have problems sleeping. Please take this as progress. You are literally changing your programming and bringing emotions back into your life, such as fear. Until the subconscious gets the repeated experience that it is safe, it may trigger an increased response at first. Number two, an increased response or moments when you are feeling really triggered are golden. If in these moments you feel the feels from a perspective of allowance and neutrality with no story attached, your return on investment is mega. You are really proving to your subconscious that you are safe and feelings are safe to feel. So embrace these changes, welcome them, even look for them when you are ready to, because they will launch you along the healing path. Number three, removing the story and feeling with allowance and neutrality is crucial. I know that sometimes we need to think situations through, but trust me, what we are working on is not the time to do it. It's like getting drunk and sitting an exam. You're not in the right place to think straight. So continue feeling the feelings. What I can say is that as you find your nervous system coming back into regulation, or after you have allowed a strong emotion such as fear to rise and then fall, your clarity of thinking will be on a different level, and you can start to enjoy what I call golden nuggets, which are moments of wisdom about situations that we were unable to access before. Number four, you are not forcing yourself to feel safe. You are simply feeling the fear in your body with neutrality. Think of having to go to the car in a torrential downpour with no umbrella or waterproofs. You step outside and feel the rain beating hard on your skin. It hurts, you're cold, you can't see very well. What I'm asking of you is to feel the pain of the rain beating on your skin. Feel the cold seep into your body. Just feel it without a story, without commentary about the person who left their bloody iPad in the car. And if they would just do as they're told, ... and nobody in this house gives a heck about me. I want you to walk to the car and feel the effects of the rain on your body with no story. Additionally, I don't want you to add physical resistance. What does that mean? So don't hunch over, don't run fast, don't tense up. Just walk to the car, get rained on, feel the pain of it, get the iPad, and then go into the house and dry off and get on with your evening. Do you see what I mean about not trying to feel safe, not trying to protect yourself, not tensing up and not adding a story? Just feeling and living with the pain of the emotion until it goes away. Number five, this journey can take a few months if you have low-level symptoms. For high-level symptoms such as anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other such challenges, it will take you years. And no, that is not what you want to hear. But it takes repeated lived experience for the subconscious to slowly start to realize that feelings and emotions are not scary. You will have flare-ups and setbacks along the way. You'll have massive jumps forward and unbelievable progress. Your programming will be changing as time goes by. The repeated lived experience that emotions are not to be scared of will mean that after a while, you can do more and are scared of less. Until one day, you will have a system that is leaps and bounds ahead of those around you, and you will know what the words capacity and resilience really refers to when people talk about it. My advice is to practice as often as you can during your day, and also to meditate to one of the videos on my channel each and every day. I'm saying that because A, you need to make this a habit. You need a routine to become diligent and accountable if you are to succeed. And B, because each video has different insights and tips for you to add on top of this introduction. And by the way, it doesn't really matter if you're focusing on fear. Try the fear videos, and then the anger videos, and then the depression videos. You have to learn to feel all of your emotions wisely. And frankly, they all boil down to the same approach, but you will learn something different from each one. So, my parting words to you for this video are: feel the feels with neutrality and allowance. No story attached. Thank you for listening to the Mind Body Mountain. Please like, share and subscribe, and drop into the playlists to find another video that could help you on your healing journey. See you tomorrow.